Good evening, one and all, and welcome to Oregon Panthers boys hockey. My name is Zach Seeloff, and I'm joined in the booth as always by my broadcast partner, Dan Graychuk. Dan, great to be here with you tonight.
Good to be back, Zach.
It is good to be back. We've been away for a little bit. We had a couple of games canceled, but we are back on the ice tonight, and it is senior night as the Oregon Panthers take on their Badger South Conference rivals, the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. Thanks so much for joining us on OCA Media, whether you're watching us on TDS, Channel 1020, Charter Cable Channel 984, or online, ocamedia.com, and search YouTube for OCA Media. Dan, big game in the Badger South. Oregon is sitting in third place. They have won four of their last five. The one they lost, that 2-1 overtime heartbreaker against Edgewood, if they had won that one, that would have been 5 straight Badger South victories they took home. As it is, they are in third in the Badger South. They're sitting at 5-3. McFarland at 7-2, and Edgewood on top undefeated. So plenty to play for the Panthers tonight against a Monona Grove team that has played well throughout the season, but just hasn't quite been able to get over the hump, get those wins.
Yeah, Oregon has done a real good job in the past handful of games of really trying to find their purpose out on the ice, trying to find ways to make plays. And after that game against Edgewood, which was absolutely heartbreaking, it's good to see that they responded quickly. Unfortunately, they had to miss 2 games, one being canceled, one being postponed. So this is a good opportunity for them to continue moving forward.
And one thing to consider with those postponed games, unfortunately for the Panthers, their game against Milton was canceled, and it will not be rescheduled. So they will only have one game against the Milton Redhawks this season, another Badger South Conference opponent. And I say unfortunately because, as we know, Milton, a brand new program on the scene. I believe this is either their 3rd or their 4th year playing high school varsity hockey. Still a team finding their identity. Those are games that the Panthers are going to win. And so you hate to lose one in the sense that, you know, it affects you in the standings, but obviously we don't want to send people through the snow and ice just to play a high school hockey game. What that does mean, though, is that each remaining game against Badger South opponents counts. They have Monona Grove tonight. They go to the LeBon Arena to play Edgewood a week from Friday. That'll be February 7th. And then February 10th, they are at Milton. Those are their last 3 conference games. They need to take all of them if they want a chance for at least 2nd place in the Badger South.
Yeah, and they're going to have to play their best hockey of the season against Edgewood in LeBon. Again, every game we've seen over the past few seasons always ends up seeming to go to overtime. They have to find a way to kind of kill that little bit of snake bite type style in these games against Edgewood. But if they can put something together, they can make a serious run into the tournament, at least, out of the Badger South.
One thing I want to talk to you about, when we started this gig, I guess, where we've been calling these games for OCA Media, it was under Coach Mike Yockman. It was the Lucas Hefty era, if you will, and the team was known as an offensive powerhouse. I look back at the stats. They had a lot of seasons where they averaged 5 goals or better per game. This season, they're averaging 4 goals per game, and I think under Coach Clemens, they have been, or he and his staff rather, have been working to implement a more defensive style, a more consciously defensive play style. We saw that on display against Edgewood, where they had a lot of success shutting down an Edgewood team that we know loves to strike in transition. They really limited their opportunities to do that. Their one goal did not come on a transition effort, their one goal in regulation, nor did the overtime goal that ended up being the winner. And it seems to me like these kids are sort of getting into that system in this second half of the season. We look back at these last 5 games, gave up 1 to MG, 2 to Edgewood, 2 to Monroe, 2 to McFarland, 3 to Stoughton in a 12-3 win. That's kind of a couple of goals at the end there in kind of oddballs. We look back at their losses early in the season. Lost 5-4 to Wapaka, 4-1 to Beaver Dam, 4-3 to Monroe, 5-2 to McFarland. They were giving up more goals, even though we talked at that time, they're like, they're scoring goals, they just can't keep the other team out of the back of the net. Now, with them having gotten into this defensive sense, understood the system that Coach Clemens is asking for them, I feel like they really have a chance, as you said, to make a good run here if they could keep playing that way.
And they absolutely can. And the strength over pretty much every season we've been calling games, one of the big parts has been goaltending. Their goaltending has always been really dependable, something you can count on. We've seen a couple times over the past couple seasons where some bad decisions from defensive players either pinching or skating up and kind of getting out of position. That leads back to odd man rushes going the other way to some of the goals you alluded to. And if they're able to control that, where their defense is playing really, really disciplined, really, really smart hockey, they've got good goaltending, that allows your forwards to really push hard because, again, they know they've got a goaltender like Colton Daly in the net. That's going to give them confidence.
Let's talk briefly about the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, their opponents tonight. As much as we talked about Oregon playing a defensive style and having a quality defense this season, that has kind of been the area where Monona Grove has been let down a little bit. You look at these teams, particularly shots on goal. Oregon is taking 28.94 shots on goal a game. Monona Grove 26.67, basically the same. Oregon's giving up 30.38. Monona Grove 42.07. So the goaltender for MG is having to fight off 12 more shots a game. And that's a lot to ask of your goaltender. That seems to have been the big difference for these two teams.
Yeah, it really is, because if you just look at the numbers, that means 1 goal per 10 shots. So if you're able to generate 40 shots, the numbers are going to say you're going to get about 4 goals. And that's way too much work to make your goaltender do. The tough part for Monona Grove, though, is they have a very short bench. Not a lot of players on that bench. That's going to hurt them a bit, and that does make your goaltender work a little harder. And in the beginning of the game, that's good because it keeps your goaltender focused, it keeps them fresh and locked. But as that game goes on, especially the last half of that third period, I can tell you the pads get soggy, you're moving a little slower, and that can definitely hurt them in the long run.
It is senior night out here. This was originally to have been the last home game for the Panthers this year. As it is, they will play West Bend on February 13th. I'm not sure if we will be able to bring you that game or not. We'll let you know later on. But because that was a reschedule, this was originally to be the last home game of the night. It is senior night, and let's talk a little bit about our seniors. Laszlo Oroz's mom routinely works the score box, and she was nice enough to bring us some information and fun facts on all the seniors. They are Parker Schmidt, who wears number 2, number 3, Alex Barnish, number 6, Nick Bryan, number 9, Brody Barlow, number 15, Laszlo Oroz, number 20, Colton Ayers, and number 24, Ben Wiedholz. For Parker Schmidt, his favorite hockey player is Joe Pavelski, the Polish Prince from up in Plover, Wisconsin.
Derek works out with him an awful lot.
There you go. Favorite NHL team, the San Jose Sharks.
We're not going to call his name anymore. Oh, Sharks fan.
Yep, Sharks fan for obvious reasons. His favorite hockey memory was passing the puck to Grant Newcoming in the playoffs. Where does he see himself 10 years from now? Working a boring desk job. So Parker Schmidt, perhaps with more realistic dreams than most.
Well, you notice he didn't say watching his favorite team win a Stanley Cup.
Just got to get those digs.
Sorry, I'm a
Sharks.
Kings fan.
There you go.
Sorry.
Alex Barnish, his favorite hockey player is Brody Barlow, one of his fellow teammates. Favorite NHL team, the Oregon Midgets. His favorite hockey memory was playing goalie in state. Something tells me that's a memory in his mind only. And where do you see yourself 10 years from now as a sports agent or owner? When he was a Pee-wee, the team goalie got a concussion right before playoffs. He volunteered and helped them through the state tournament. So I spoke too soon. I was thinking state high school, but as a Pee-wee, went to state.
Nice.
So good for you, Alex. Nick Bryan, his favorite player is Patrick Kane. Favorite team, the Blackhawks. Good choice there. His favorite hockey memory, scoring my first varsity goal. What does he see himself doing in 10 years? Flying airplanes. Wants to be a fighter pilot. Nick, I used to work with the fighter pilots out at Madison, so good on you. I hope you are able to achieve that dream. His nickname is Cheese. Started playing when he was 2 years old. Cumulative GPA of 3.6. He has been taking flying lessons and wants to enroll in an aviation program.
Excellent.
Good.
My youngest son's in the Air Force,
Sure
and
is.
I know your father was in Air Force.
My father and grandfather and uncle were all in the Air Force.
My dad was in it too.
There you go. I was an air traffic controller for the FAA. So, Nick, I went to Purdue as well. Great aviation program there. If you're thinking about a college, believe it or not.
Wow.
I know. Brody Barlow, he's our number 9. Favorite hockey player, Matt Strassman, who graduated last season. We had a lot of fun watching him all over the years. His favorite NHL team is the Pittsburgh Penguins. Favorite hockey memory was making varsity. This is his first year playing varsity as a senior, so congratulations, Brody, on getting on the team. He's got his first goal on varsity as well. Where does he see himself 10 years from now? Working somewhere. So again, a very realistic, not unlike Parker Schmidt. And he started lacing up his skates at 2 years old as well. Man, when I was 2 years old, I definitely was not skating.
How old are you now? You're still not.
Blades touch the ice. Calling it skating might be generous. Laszlo Oroz, number 15. His favorite hockey player, Zach Roscos, another player you and I saw for many years. His favorite NHL team is the Bruins. Oh, I gotta recoil at that one a little bit. I'm a Capitals fan, so. Favorite hockey memory, making varsity freshman year. And you and I, that was our first year. So we've been able to see him over his whole high school career. Where does he see himself 10 years from now? Working my 9 to 5 and playing beer league. Good on you. I hope you stick with the hockey.
Great times in beer league.
Fun fact, his name is pronounced wrong in almost every game. And we have to own that one.
Well, you do.
Well, indeed. His mom came up to us about halfway through the second year of us doing this and said, you know, it's Laszlo Oros, not Laszlo Oroz. It'll take you less time to say. So appreciate her letting us know. He is the only remaining player from the 2011 Squirt State Champs, only Oregon team to win state. So congratulations, Laszlo, on a long and very successful hockey career. Colton Ayers, number 20, his first and last hockey coach, Larry Clements.
Wow.
He started playing at 2 years old as well, has played on 14 different teams outside of Oregon in the WEHL, Coleman, Jets, etc.
Nice.
His favorite hockey player is Tyler Bozak. Favorite team is the St. Louis Blues. Favorite hockey memory, when I peaked Pee Wee years. So it feels like his career's been on a downward trajectory. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. Where does he
Or
see?
he played a ridiculous level of talent in Pee Wee.
Could have been the best Pee Wee season, for all we know. Where does he see himself 10 years from now? Working as an electrician. So good on you. Hope you can get that apprenticeship and eventually become a journeyman and a master electrician. And last but not least, Ben Wiedholtz, number 24. He started hockey in 5th grade, only has 2 penalties in his career, and 1 was as a goalie. So,
you know, I got to say, out of all the stats, that one is a close one to my heart.
I'm right there with you.
I think that a player who has very, very few penalties is something special. So that one to me is so important, and that's ridiculously impressive.
Well done to Ben. His favorite hockey player is Drew Weber. Favorite NHL team, the Bruins, another Bruins fan. His favorite hockey memory is the penalty kill, and that's something you like to see from a guy, someone who's willing to get out there on special teams and do the dirty work. Where does he see himself in 10 years? Coaching Oregon youth hockey. So hopefully he can stay in the area and be a part of this program continuing on through his life. He plays guitar, likes to ride his dirt bike, shoots the puck and pheasants, and plays lacrosse.
Do you think he hits pheasants with pucks?
I think that would be impressive.
That would be.
I have seen, though, on Dude Perfect, if you know them on YouTube, hockey skeet shooting, so you know it's conceivable. Congratulations to all the seniors. Again, Parker Schmidt, Alex Barnish, Nick Bryan, Brody Barlow, Laszlo Oros, Colton Ayers, and Ben Wiedholtz. Congratulations on great careers to all of you. We wish you nothing but the best as you continue on in your life, whether that includes hockey or being a fighter pilot or an electrician or whatever it is. It has been our pleasure to watch and commentate on these boys. It's always fun to come out here and enjoy these games.
It really is. For us, I mean, I was never playing at the level most of these guys out here are. I'm way too old now. I'm like one hip break away from one of the nursing homes. So it's impressive to watch not only the skill level, but the confidence, the maturity. And you see them having fun a lot. I'm drawn back to a game a couple games ago with the one goalie in his first game who was dancing through the whole thing. You know, you see stuff like that, and it's so impressive to see. And I just hope these guys all remember, you know, they're still kids. Have fun with it, and you got to do something that a lot of people really wish they could, but never got to. So, no, hats off to them. Well done to the seniors.
Beyond a doubt. And I hope, you know, you and I do this a lot, the broadcasting. We take it seriously, obviously. You know, we do prep. We try and do a nice job with the broadcast, but I really do want to keep it in perspective as much as we talk about, you know, the race for the Badger South and playoffs and state and everything. These are kids playing a game, and I hope at the end that it's a positive experience for them just in its own right, regardless of, you know, wins, losses, anything else.
Absolutely. I think it's so important for everybody to keep everything in perspective, and you know me beyond just this, and I don't take anything seriously. So that always makes things a little bit, but just ask my mom, she'll tell you. My mom once told me my personality is like sandpaper. And I think she told that to the person I was marrying right before the wedding. Thanks, Mom.
If you've ever seen the show Succession on HBO, the mother of the bride in one of the episodes goes around asking everyone, so how long do you think this is going to last?
Well, I will say I am divorced now, and what did not help was when I would introduce her as my first wife. That did not go over well at all.
Setting the table for things to come. All right, folks, we are just about ready to get going. The Monona Grove team is ready at their door. The referees are getting the goals in place. Oregon will be out shortly. You can see the respective coaching staffs on their bench. Head coach of Oregon is, of course, Larry Clements. The head coach for Monona Grove is Dave Kinsler. Coach Kinsler and his staff have worked very hard with these boys, and they have not had a bad season. It's just one of those seasons. It's one of those tough seasons where, if I can allude to the Packers for a second, the Packers have had seasons where it felt like they were just not quite there. And I'm thinking 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, they ended up, 6-9-1, records like that. And then this season, they were never quite bad enough to lose. They went 13-3 because they just turned a little bit. And Monona Grove feels like a team that's just about there.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
All right, we are about to have the introduction of both teams. It is senior night here at Oregon. We've got a student section starting to fill in for us. Let's go down to the PA announcing.
Trevor Ogden. Monona Grove is head coached by Dave Kinsler, assisted by Sean Gwynn, Troy Sipple, Roy Holtz, Toby Kinsler, and Evan Chang. And now, for your Oregon Panthers, in a junior, number 35, Colton Bailey. At defense, a senior, number 2, Parker Schmidt. At defense, a senior, number 20, Colton Ayers. At forward, a senior, number 9, Brody Barrow. At forward, a senior, number 15, Lazo Oros. And at forward, a senior, number 24, Ben Weedles. The Oregon Panthers are coached by Larry Clemens and assisted by Josh Slayer, Alex Vanko, Carl Vanko, and Andy Barrett. Now, if you'll please rise, remove your hats and face the flag for the national anthem.
Welcome back, everyone, to senior night here at the Oregon Community Ice Arena. Oregon Panthers taking on the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. And it's awfully nice, Coach Larry Clemens and the coaching staff getting 5 of the 6 seniors out on the starting lineup.
Yeah, and that's a big deal, obviously, on seniors night. As you kind of look at the remaining calendar, you know, the games are winding down for these guys, so you want to get them as much ice time as possible. You want to get them out there to do and show what they can do, and again, make a good push in the Badger South.
This is the last of 5 final games for Oregon, the first of 5 final games, excuse me. They've got Monona Grove tonight. They are at Edgewood on the 7th, at Waupun on the 8th, at Milton on the 10th, and they will finish up back home against West Bend. That's a reschedule of a postponed game on February 13th. Right now, the Panthers 8-7-1, 5-3-0 in the Badger South. That's good enough for 3rd place, and they look to move to 6-3-0 hopefully tonight against the visiting Monona Grove Silver Eagles. It'll be interesting to see how they change lines first here, because they put Colton Ayers, in at defense. He's normally a forward, obviously just getting him out there on the lineup. So when you have to do this first line change, might be a little herky-jerky.
It has, but if I'm correct, we've seen Ayers on defense before a couple times in and out. So again, you never know what Clemens is going to do as far as line changes and what Monona Grove is going to have to do to kind of respond to those. But again, it's going to be a fun game.
Last meeting against these two teams was back on January 4th. At Monona Grove, Oregon won that game 4-1, and we are underway to begin the first period here at the Oregon Community Ice Arena. Monona Grove has the puck, but Holtz forces it at the point there. At the blue line, the Panthers are offsides, and a good call by the ref. You could see some white there. Oros brings it in offsides, and we will get a neutralized faceoff.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a delayed whistle, too, because that was offsides by more than a stride or two.
Face-off on the far side in front of the Monona Grove zone. Panthers force it in. Oros gives chase. He lifts the stick, and he's got the puck clear in the corner. Laszlo digs it, trying to dig it off the wall. Now able to get it clear. Sends it up the near side for Ben Holtz. Up at the point. Ayers back off the wall for Holtz at the point. Sends a light one in. They almost get the deflection. Backhand from Barlow and a good cover. That time by Andrew Gilbertson of the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, great positioning from Gilbertson. He got right tight against that post, put down the pedal of the stick, was cutting off anything that was going in. And that's what you want to see from your goaltender in those kind of close-in situations, is cutting off all those little areas where that puck can squeak through.
16:34 to play. I apologize. The clock on your screen is going to be off and on tonight. I am controlling it by hand, so I'm going to do my best to keep it close. Right now I know it says 16:13 on your screen. We actually have 16:30 left in this first period. Scoreless here at Oregon. Face off again near side of the Silver Eagles zone. Panthers win it back. Send it down the wall, and it's held by the Panthers. Move it up behind for Trey McKee. Quick shot and a save. That one a nice shot from Alex Barnish, but he is not able to get it past Gilbertson. Another freeze of the puck. We'll take another face-off in the Silver Eagle zone.
Yeah, Gilbertson was kind of deep in the crease there, too. I think he would have wanted to come out a little bit more, but again, he was able to get in that butterfly, cut off that low puck.
Barnish in the dot, wins that one back, sends it towards Nick Bryan. Bryan forces it into the high slot, but that one's going to be taken by the Silver Eagles. Bryan in neutral ice, not able to gather it, but coming through the zone, the Panthers do have it. Monona Grove tries to briefly grab in the corner. Big hit in front of the student section. They like it. More hitting down there. Silver Eagles in through center, but it's through traffic and all the way clear, and McKee sends it into neutral ice. Less than 16 minutes to play here. 1 minute gone in the first period as the Panthers try and hold the zone up near the point. Rifled that in that time by Spencer Buskogger, and Oros gives chase on the far side in front of the Zamboni door. Moving it back is Nolan Bodenstein. That one is briefly deflected by Joe Romer, and Romer comes up with it. Beneath the net, Panthers control. They have done a lot of work over the years from right behind the net like that. But Monona Grove able to take it back, and it's Carnes Bingham that moves it ahead. In neutral ice, the Panthers take it right back. Adam Franken giving chase on the near side. Back into the neutral zone, and the Panthers control there. Nick Bryan moves it across the ice to his D partner, Spencer Buskogger. Buskogger coming up the near wing, 15-17 to play. At the top of the circle, his shot is blocked and not grabbed cleanly, but Monona Grove is able to force it out. Stick of Brady Morova getting in there, and Buskogger will take it at his own blue line. Changing, the Panthers are able to get it to Oros. He's got Romer and Franken with him. Chips it over to Romer on the far side. Back towards the point, and the Panthers send it on down. Nice job to get in the way by Monona Grove, and a good clearing attempt that time, getting it ahead to Godden. They send it in off the stick of Brandon Churches, and the Panthers will pick it up behind their own net with 14:45 to go So far, the Panthers are getting the better offensive zone time, but neither team able to generate good chances early.
Yeah, and Monona Grove seems to have a little bit of a confidence issue. They're looking to move that puck a little too quick. They've got more time than they think.
Low angle attempt from Monona Grove hits the side of the cage, and the Panthers control on the near side of their own defensive zone. Franken works it back behind his own net. Now up the far side wall. Nice pass by Holtz, finds Joe Romer. He's one-on-one coming through. Top of the circle, his shot is blocked by Triton Carnes-Bigham. And comes to the near side of the zone with 14:15 to play. Panthers trying to get after this one. On the ice, nearly grabbed by Trey McKee. Holtz will send it in, and giving chase is number 18, Jacob Cameron. Up towards the point, Holtz there again. Holtz lifts one towards Gilbertson, and he gloves it right out of the air. We will get another stoppage.
Yeah, it just seems a little disjointed. We're not seeing the crisp passing that we've seen before. That, great stick work from both sides, getting into lanes and breaking up those passes. But it almost seems like they're rushing. Each side does, for that matter.
Panthers win the draw that time. They send it across. It's Nick Bryan, top of the near circle. Bryan, a rising shot, but it's too high and ends up in the safety netting. We will have an out-of-play face-off.
Again, nice setup off the faceoff, and we've seen Oregon do this a number of times throughout the season, is they have that little set where they want it to come to that left D, lift that shot up, either look for a deflection or try and pick a corner.
Panthers win the faceoff, but it comes all the way back into their zone as Nick Bryan controls behind the Oregon net. Bryan, the senior man, turns back the other direction and moves the puck along. Panthers looking for a way to get out of their own zone as a tough forecheck from Monona Grove holds them in. Now a stretch pass trying to find Ben Holtz. He gets there first and holds on to the puck. Drops it back in for Cameron. At the corner, he'll send it up to the point. Held by Parker Schmidt. Sends the shot in, but it's wide to the right of the cage and comes down to the near side of the Silver Eagle zone. Panthers grab it. Here's Trey McKee. McKee in the slot. Tries to send one down, but it's taken from behind by Keaton Straka. We watched his brother Hunter for many years, and now Keaton getting into things, and we have a offsides call at the blue line, and a little bit of mixing it up after the play.
Oh, they were just tangled.
Yeah, a little tied up, but no harm, no foul. So we will get the offsides face-off with 13:07 to play.
Yeah, and again, we talk about offsides a lot being that thing where it's sometimes very obvious for us and you don't see it down there. That's when everybody just kind of locks together and goes.
Face-off is not won cleanly by anyone. Now the Panthers do come up with it. Simon Dosher that controls, moves it across to the far side. Gathered there by Gavin Potch of Monona Grove. Nice little one-touch action as they look to move forward in the zone, and Trevor Ogden's got it left wing edge. He'll dump it, and giving chase is Brandon Churches. Churches takes a hit in the corner from Colton Ayers. Panthers give it away in the high slot, but are able to steal it right back. Still turning around, and now here comes Colton Ayers with it for Oregon. Ayers has got teammates with him, but it's poked off his stick by Potch. Ayers gets back to it behind the net. Following along, takes a shove against the wall. The puck poked along to the near side with 12:28 to play. Still scoreless here in Oregon. Buskogger's got it at the point. Top of the circle. Wrist shot in, deflection, and it goes wide. A nice little setup play, but they're not able to get it. Now another wrister comes through. That one goes wide as well. Comes back to Buskogger near edge. He sends it down beneath the net. They're able to get some action behind there. Panthers trying to dig it out. Send it up to the point for Buskogger once more. He'll move it across. Quick little shot. The deflection is wide of the net once again. The Panthers control it. Simon Dosher with this one. MG just desperately trying to get it clear here so they can get some fresh legs, but Dosher hangs on at the point, moves it into the slot. Alex Barnish in the slot, swings over the top, and he goes down.
Wow.
Potentially hooking penalty, but there is no call. A second shot deflected away by the stick of Brandon Churches. Doesn't allow it to get to the MG net. And Churches now has it for the Silver Eagles. He will send it down. The Panthers touch it up out of midair. So no icing, but they will get 5 new skaters for MG.
I'm shocked there was no call on that. It wasn't dirty, but again, there was an obvious hook.
Franken's got it. Goes to the faceoff dot. Tries to work his way in front. Drops it in front for Oros, but it doesn't make it through. It's off a skate. Works this one across to Caden Peterson. He'll have to take it out of the zone and regather. Panthers fired across. It's Parker Schmidt ahead towards Oros. It deflects and ends up in the MG zone with 11:05 to play in this first period. Wrap in front from Oros, but a good intervention by Brady Mariva. Peterson tries to send one down. Franken grabs it. Behind the net, Oros has got it. Good little stick handling in the corner. He's got to work his way around the referee. Still maneuvering with the puck. It's a one-man show in there. Now he finds his way to the slot. Around one man, round another. Face-off touch. Shot is wide. Oro's putting on a show for us tonight.
Yeah, he was doing some good look there and got the look he wanted.
And offsides is the call. That was tight, but the right call. Franken hadn't quite gotten back. And we will have a neutralized face-off with 10:34 to go.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get to that far right circle and take the shot, and he got the shot he wanted. It just ended up going wide. Monona Grove really has to work in trying to control the play in their zone and get good clears and breakouts.
Face-off, Panthers win it, and they control it into the Oregon zone. Into the MG zone. Drop it up to the point. Nick Bryan is able to force it down into the slot. Good play with the skate, though. Gets it ahead to Brandon Churches. His pass for Trevor Ogden is too long. And works its way all the way into the Panther zone. Colton Ayers is there. A nice job to turn around as he controls this one, moving up his own near side wall. Trying to work his way around is Jacob Cameron, but it's flipped back toward the scorer's table. McKee across to Colton Ayers. Panthers control. It's Nick Bryan near side now with an even 10 minutes to play. Ayers handles around one man. He'll rifle it in and let his teammates give chase. Gilbertson plays it behind the net for Nolan Bodenstein. Up towards the point and out of the reach of Colton Ayers. Now striding forward is Nick Bryan, pursued by Trevor Ogden. Panthers regroup in their defensive zone. Ahead to Holtz on the near side wall. He takes some pressure. MG trying to dig it away from him. Nice job right out of midair by Colton Ayers. And then he lofts one clear. Great play in the defensive zone. And now here comes Trey McKee. Face-off dot into the corner. Nearly stripped to the puck, but a nice job with a stick lift. And he gets the puck back to Joe Romer. Romer in the corner now, tries to send it back, but McKee had lost his stick, and now a potential 2-on-1. Coming forward, Keaton Straka, he's got a man across. Face-off dot, his pass is broken up. Great job by Spencer Buskogger on the defense. Delayed penalty coming. This one's going to go against Oregon. There is the whistle. And elbowing is the call. So going to the penalty bench for elbowing, looks like is number 2, Parker Schmidt, with 7:56 gone in this first period. It'll be a 2-minute power play for the Monona Grove Silver Eagles.
Yeah, and you could see when they kind of made contact behind the net that the elbow got up a little bit high. Not sure if I would have made the call, but either way, the ref has a good view of it, so this is the first penalty kill for Oregon tonight.
Panthers on the PK. A pass across is too strong, and that one comes out of the zone. Chasing to get it is Nolan Bodenstein of MG. Minute 48 to go on the power play, 8:50 to go in this game. As the Panthers steal it away, here's Franken working down in the low corner. Franken still on that near wall, tries to get it ahead to Joe Romer. Battling with Keaton Straka. Romer gets a stick in there, but now it does come through. A nice one-touch pass, and here's Churches. Churches around one man. Backhand shot and a save from Colton Daly. The first shot on goal for MG is a big one, but Colton Daly stands tall.
Yeah, and they really had to work. He had to make that adjustment quick because that 2-on-1 was developing, and as he came in with speed on the left, there was going to be that rebound. So great work by Daly and getting his first save of the game.
Faceoff will be in the far side of the Panthers zone. 8:32 to go in the period. Minute 27 to go on the power play. MG wins that faceoff, and they're able to control it, holding it down low in the corner of Oregon zone. Tap it up to the point for Bodenstein. Down low for Churches. He rifles one out. It comes towards the point, and they continue to hold. It's Sebastian Carnes-Bingham. Up at the point, Hans Rasmussen. Drop it into center. Panthers swing over the top. Now Holtz does have it. A nice backhanded clear. You hate to miss a chance to clear it. The Panthers are able to regroup and get that one out.
Yeah, but Monona Grove has to work on getting people in front of Daly because throughout the control of that set of passes, there was nobody in front of Daly. And if you're not screening him, you're not going to get one past him.
49 seconds left to go on the power play. The feed into center is controlled by MG, but they take it to the wall. Drop it into the corner for Churches. Looking to find a way through. He nearly hits a man screaming open. Keaton Straka on the backside, but the pass is just off target. Nice shot block from Nick Bryan on that attempt with 7:36 to go in the game and 30 seconds on the power play. Carrying this puck, Sebastian Carnes-Bingham sends it down for Churches. Little poke from the Panthers and a little clear. The Panthers with a nice saucer clear down to Gilbertson. They will take 4 new penalty killers with 15 seconds left on the MG power play.
Boy, if my penalty killers could keep everybody on the outside on a power play, that works great. Monona Grove has to work on getting some traffic in there.
Buskogger's got it defensively for the Panthers. He sends it up the near side. A pickup nicely from Hans Rasmussen. MG parents wanted a trip on that one, but nothing doing, and now both teams are full strength as the Panthers kill off the first penalty of the night, up and out of play on a tip on an attempted clearing pass, and so we will get a face-off with 6:56 to go.
Yeah, it was a good penalty kill from Oregon. They did a good job of limiting the amount of zone time. But again, when you're not having to move people from in front of your goalie, that saves a lot of strength for your penalty killers.
Faceoff is won by Oregon. They control in their defensive zone. Pass picked right off that time by Trevor Ogden. He sends a shot in, but it's well wide of the cage.
And way offsides.
And well offsides for MG, and so we will get the faceoff with 6:47 to play in the scoreless first period.
Yeah, I wonder if the left wingers even heard the linesman yelling. You were off because you had, I think it was the center and the left winger for Monona Grove. So again, you got to make sure you're focusing on what's going on the ice.
But it's what you mentioned earlier. For us up here, it's real easy. When you're on the ice, it's easy to get lost. Here comes Joe Romer. Romer, nice pass across. Oros, a shot and a save. A nice save that time by Andrew Gilbertson, and now moving forward is Trevor Ogden. He's got a teammate with him as he comes in on the left wing edge. Pass across, gets tied up in traffic, and a nice job to skate it away by Caden Peterson. 6:23 to go in this first period. Here comes Joe Romer. He's got Oros again, got a 2-on-1 if he can hurry. Flip across towards Oros. He gathers in the high slot. Now here comes Franken. Franken down low, he shoots and he scores! Adam Franken gathers a nice little one-handed tip from Laszlo Oros. And with 6:11 to go, the Panthers lead 1-0.
Yeah, with some weird bouncing of the puck down there, but Franken was able to get control of it, get the look he was looking for. Again, great work and setup from that line for Oregon, and they have been dangerous to everybody so far this season. And it is fun to watch them kind of put some of that together.
At 10:49 in this first period, it is Adam Franken from at least Laszlo Oros. We'll see if Joe Romer gets the secondary assist on that one. And the Panthers take an early 1-0 lead. 6:09 left to play in this first period. A shot and a quick save that time from MG. We'll get another face-off.
Shot-wise, I guess I'm a little surprised. I thought we would have seen some more shots from Oregon because they looked to really run that part up. But they've been pretty reserved. I think I've counted 8 maybe.
And what you've talked about, Colton Ayers is still on defense. Oh, a quick shot and a quick score! Oh, what a feed! Trey McKee is able to find Jacob Cameron right in the slot. Jacob Cameron bullseyes, and it's just like that, 2-0 with an even 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, his right-handed shot was his left-handed shot, I'm sorry, was right where you wanted him to be. That puck came out, he put it high over the shoulder, and that was just a pretty setup.
Panthers quickly lead 2-0, and now we've got a tripping penalty coming up against Monona Grove. And so with 5:54 to go, Monona Grove will go on the penalty kill. Panthers on the power play. Guilty of that trip is number 12, Brandon Churches. He will spend 2 minutes in the box.
You know, there was a very interesting movie called The Replacements. It was one of the few movies where Keanu Reeves didn't save the world, but he talked in this movie about quicksand and how quickly one decision leads to something, and that looks like what's happening to Monona Grove right now.
Oros, top of the slot. They nearly get the deflection, but it is saved. A nice save that time by MG. And Trey McKee, the only assist on that second goal. I did not hear if there was a secondary assist on the previous goal, so we will assume it was Franken from Oros. And the Panthers on the power play here. A nice job to break it up and send it back in by Trevor Ogden. 5:27 to go in the period, minute 30 to go on this power play. As the Panthers look to bring it forward, they've already gotten one shot, and now they find Romer. He's got Colton Ayers with it. Romer, though, losing the puck. He's able to fight through, though, and grab it once more. Poked up the near wall, held by Oros. Oros has got Nick Bryan up at the point. He sends it there. Bryan moving towards the center. Back to Oros, top of the far circle. All the way across ice. Shot from Ayers and a save. A second shot, no good. A third shot and a score. 3 shots leads to a goal for Oregon. It is 3-0 Panthers.
Yeah, and again, it was the one thing that I had talked about Monona Grove's power play, they weren't getting anybody in front. In that entire power play, there was always somebody in front of Gilbertson, and they were able to generate a shot, and I'm pretty sure that was Romer who got that goal.
Romer able to grab the loose change. Gilbertson just not quite able to get on top. He made 2 good stops but couldn't gather either rebound, and that leads to a Panthers goal. 4:58 left to play in this first period, and the Panthers, just like that, lead 3-0.
Yeah, and again, that's the next couple shifts are so important for Monona Grove. They have to find something to build on. Otherwise, this can make for a very long game.
And number 20, Colton Ayers.
Oros and Ayers get the assists. Romer with the goal. And as you said, MG struggling a little bit here as the Panthers bring it forward. It's Simon Dosher. Feed across. Dosher nearly had his man. A second shot and a save. The Panthers really pouring on the pressure here at the end of the first period. Feed across, and it's no good. And now coming this way will be number 14, Sebastian Carnes-Bingham. Carnes-Bingham, a nice job to get it in. Feeds it behind the defense, but it's too strong. And the Panthers gather behind their own net. Fighting for it beneath the net, and now this time it's Keaton Straka. Hand up for a delayed penalty. That'll come against Oregon. That's going to be offsides, though. Bringing it out of the zone was Triton Carnes-Bingham. The offsides will bring the penalty forward, though. So Panthers will go on the kill. Guilty of the penalty, it looks like, is Simon Buskogger.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they're going to call for roughing or head.
5 minutes for head contact is the signal. So a 5-minute major penalty against Simon Buskogger for head contact.
Yeah.
That is really unfortunate. So this penalty will not expire on a goal. And so the Panthers now have a long time, 5 minutes, to kill this one off as Simon Buskogger whistled for head contact. Did you see that? I have to admit I did not.
Yeah, I not only saw it, but I then looked at the ref who right away put his arm up. It was a little bit of kind of incidental contact, and he got an arm high up towards the head. And again, when you've got a 3-0 lead and that kind of stuff happens, you're going to shut it down quick. As a ref, you want to take a lot of control so things don't get nutty, and that's exactly what he did. It didn't look vicious, don't get me wrong, but any shot to the head is just not going to work.
So the major penalty goes against Simon Buskogger. Face-off far side of the MG zone. The Panthers do control. This one held by Caden Peterson. He finds Weedholtz. Boy, Weedholtz was open there, but the bouncing puck not able to be gathered. Good check up against the wall by Monona Grove, but Romer able to gather the puck. In the corner on the feed, he's got Colton Ayers here. Ayers wide open in the slot, and Romer is going to elect to take this one out and just continue to kill more time on this penalty. Now flips it in and gives chase as it pops behind the net. 4:20 to go on the power play, 3:18 to go in the period, so there will be just about a minute of a power play that will carry over into that second period. Nice one touch there by Keaton Straka to send it in. Try and get some zone time on this major penalty, which so far MG has not had. Now they're set up. A quick shot, and the deflection does not go. It'll be taken by Churches as he's pushed against the wall. Turn it back around. They find Keaton Straka. He tries to send it clear, but the Panthers are able to move it up that far wall. Striding after it is Romer, but
another
good job
penalty
by Gavin Potch, and we have a penalty here. Slashing is the penalty. And I did not see who he pointed to. I believe this is against MG.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
And yep, so guilty of that is Brandon Churches, his second penalty of the night. He will go to the box for 2 minutes for slashing. So with that in mind, 14:11 off the clock. We will play 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Then we'll have a minute 49 of an MG penalty. Big break for Oregon there, having to kill off 5 minutes. You get 2 of them free.
Yeah, it was getting close to a penalty like that being called down here, but I think they elected not to.
Oros with a great job to pick off that pass. Great stick handle. Works his way in the slot, then drops it to Nick Bryan. Bryan sends it in. Deflection is just wide. A gorgeous setup from the Oregon Panthers, but the deflection does not find its way to the net. Fighting his way through is Bodenstein. He's not able to take it away from Oros, though. Back behind the net once more. Oros feed to Franken, and he swings over the top on the one-time chance. Bryan rifles it back down. It'll be Oros in the far corner. 2:19 to play in this period. Minute 28 left on the 4-on-4. Oros to Bryan. Bryan high slot. His shot hard off the ankle of one of the Silver Eagles. Yeah, Trevor Ogden took that one hard. Looks no worse for the wear, though. Parker Schmidt a rifle in. And that is held cleanly by Andrew Gilbertson.
Yeah, he was able to track that all the way in. Again, the one thing that I'm so surprised at that no adjustments Monona Grove has been making to get traffic in front of Colton Daly. In the time they had on that power play, they were not taking away his eyes. And again, I think they got to make that adjustment in the second.
Face off far side of the MG zone once more. One by Monona Grove. And trying to get this one out is Carnes Bingham. Triton that time. 2 Carnes Binghams on this team, Triton and Sebastian. Move it up the far side, and they're able to get it clear. Nice little intervention by Colton Ayers, keeps Straka from entering cleanly, and then this one stolen away by the Panthers in the person of Brody Barlow. Good angled pass, but Barlow able to give it another tap back. He and Barnish putting the pressure on the forecheck. Sebastian Carnes Bingham moves it ahead. A nice job sort of instinctively by Straka to try and gather that puck. But Barlow able to send it back in as the Panthers get a few changes. 39 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Minute 26 left in this first period. The Panthers lead 3-0. Thanks to 3 goals that came in very quick succession. Joe Romer in center ice tracks that puck well, grabs it and moves it across to Colton Ayers. Ayers has got a man cherry picking on the change, moves it ahead to Weed Holtz. He's got a 2-on-2 with Romer. Takes a shit, finds it to Romer, and he's able to try and get it through. Romer with the skate blade, but knocked out cleanly to Nick Bryan of Oregon. Even minute to play in the period. 10 seconds on the 4-on-4. Here comes Nick Bryan. Bryan gets past one man, goes to his knees, but stays with the puck. Up to the point now for Colton Ayers. Wind, drive, deflection, save, loose
the
puck.
pipe.
That hit the pipe and came out. It was loose in front. MG now is full strength with 44 seconds to go in this period. It's a minute 40 of an MG power play. 3-0 Panthers. But Monona Grove back on the power play after the 2-minute penalty expired against Brandon Churches. He's got the puck on the right wing side. His shot deflected into the safety netting with 29 seconds to go.
I'm not sure how it hit. It hit on the near pipe to us. I think it went through his legs, hit, and popped right back out.
Whew.
That was a hard shot that, again, almost made it 4-0. But good positioning by Gilbertson. Really solid.
29 seconds left in this first period. It'll be a power play all the way through for MG, and they'll carry over a minute of it into the second period. Good shot on goal on the clearing attempt from Oregon, so no icing to worry about. 20 seconds here to go in this first period. 3-0 in favor of Oregon. MG is going to look to get one last breakout with 13 seconds showing on the clock. Brandon Churches through center ice. Over to the right wing side, and they are going to be well off sides. As they tried one cut too many, 7 seconds to go. We'll have a neutralized faceoff.
Yeah, and I think Ogden was a little frustrated there. He thought there was going to be something else happening. It's so hard when you're trying to make something happen in the last couple seconds of a period. And again, offsides is so easy to see when you're watching it on TV. When you're on the ice, it's a completely different thing.
Face-off won by the Panthers. 4 seconds on the clock. Fighting his way through is Cameron. Rides it to the end. And that will end this first period. So the first half of the first period, really neither team able to get a lot done. Then the Panthers just come alive. They score at 10:49, 11 minutes, and 12:02. So just a minute and 21 seconds elapsed between the first and third goals. They lead 3-0 as we head into period 2.
Yeah, I really think, too, that it was almost three goals on 5 shots. And you can't really blame that third one. There was 2 good saves made by Gilbertson. They were just not able to get it cleared, and again, that makes it 3-0. So real impressive in that short span, but I think Monona Grove has to make some adjustments in this next period. Otherwise, this game could really get out of their grasp.
What are they going to have to do here? Because we've seen Oregon living the way they love to. They love to get a guy beneath the net, send one into the center, send it cross ice, and get that goalie moving left to right. We've talked in previous games where sometimes that has hurt them against teams that handle that well, that they don't shift to a mode where they just take a larger quantity of shots.
Right.
In this game, they're able to make those work. What does MG do to shut those down?
Well, I think part of it is they have to be more disciplined, and there has to be better communication. There are about 4 or 5 times where some of these guys just kind of clump together. They've got to make that adjustment.
All right, let's go down to the PA for the seniors announcement.
In 10 years, he sees himself working some boring desk job. Up next is number 3, Alex Barnish. His favorite hockey memory is playing goalie in the state tournament as a youth hockey player. In 10 years, he sees himself as a sports agent and a professional sports team owner. Up next is number 6, Nick Bryan. His favorite hockey player is Patrick Kane. And 10 years from now, apparently he sees himself following in Dan's footsteps, flying airplanes for a living. Number 9, Brody Barlow. This favorite hockey player is your very own Matthew Strassman. And his favorite hockey memory is making varsity this year. Up next, number 15, Laszlo Oroz. 10 years from now, he sees himself working 9 to 5 and playing in the nice peer league. Couple of fun facts about Laz. First of all, he wants you to know that he loves that he gets his name mispronounced every game. Also, something else I'd like to add is that Laz is the last remaining high school player from our only state championship team back in 2011. Up next, number 20, Colton Myers. His favorite hockey memory is that he peaked when he was a pee. 10 years from now, he sees himself working as an electrician and probably helping out this organization. Last but not least, number 24, Ben Holtz. Ben's favorite hockey player is Drew Weber. 10 years from now, he actually sees himself coaching Oregon youth hockey. Please stand up and give these seniors a round of applause. Thank you, seniors, for all you've done.
Welcome back, everyone, to OCA Media's coverage of Oregon Panthers boys hockey. It is senior night, and the seniors are performing well. They have a 3-0 lead along with their teammates against the visiting Monona Grove Silver Eagles. Adam Franken with one of the scores, Jacob Cameron with one of the scores, his 3rd goal of the season, and then Joe Romer getting his 11th goal of the season. Romer and Franken both had hat tricks against Stoughton on January 21st, and they are helping the team here with 3 goals on the night. 3-0 with 1 minute and 1 second of an MG power play, though, to start this off because of the major penalty against Spencer Buskogger for head contact. So still some work to do for Oregon, but they've comfortably got a lead going into the second.
Yeah, and really right now what Monona Grove has to do is find a way to make that minute or in 1 second really count. They don't need to put one in the back of the net. They just need to generate a lot of options in order for them to build on something. And that's one of the big things, what I was talking about quicksand, where each decision you make just puts you a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper. And sometimes you got to stop and break the cycle and just start doing the little things, build up a success after success, and then you're able to get in there and maybe get a goal or two. Because again, there's a lot of time left in this game, and we know Monona Grove has the ability to score quick goals. Oregon's got to stay on their toes.
One thing we've seen from Monona Grove that they haven't really been able to do is get shots on goal. By my unofficial count, they just had 1 in that first period. It's possible I missed 1 or 2, but certainly no more than I would say 3 at the most. They just were not able to get the puck to the net. They had some decent entries. They had a little bit of zone time, especially on that first power play, but it didn't really turn into shots. Colton Daly not having to do a lot of work back there. How do they resolve that in the second period?
You know, they've got to put some bodies in front of Daly. Anytime they've been on the power play and gotten any possession time, they just haven't taken away his eyesight. So do they have to do the little things to get some big things to go for him?
Off the faceoff, it is controlled by MG. They'll take it in front of the scorer's table. One of their players hits the ice hard back behind the play, but he's able to get back up, and MG enters the zone. 50 seconds left on the power play. The puck behind the net. Parker Schmidt able to get it forward. Nice move by Colton Ayers, and Ayers gets the clear. Panthers still doing well on the penalty kill, and here's Joe Romer behind the play, trying to get a little shorthanded action, but MG able to hang on to that puck. It'll be held by Sebastian Carnes-Bingham, who goes for a nice stretch pass to Churches. Moves it across ice. Keaton Straka loses track of the puck in the high slot, poked along by Churches, but Parker Schmidt gathers with one hand and moves behind the Oregon cage. Schmidt trying to turn the other way, but MG holds it. 19 seconds left on their power play. Buskogger getting ready to come out of the penalty bench. Here's Colton Ayers trying to clear it down. He gets it past the stick of Nolan Bodenstein, and with 16:09 to go, there are just 7 seconds left on that power play. MG behind their own net will try to come out on the near side. 1 second left. Buskogger hits the ice, and both teams are full strength. It is 3-0 Panthers here in the second period, and they have successfully killed off a major penalty.
Yeah, and they did a good job there. And Monona Grove really seems to not have a lot of confidence. There's not a lot of support when they're moving, and they seem to be chasing the puck, not controlling where it's going.
Monona Grove definitely does look a little kind of stuck. You talked about quicksand. It's almost like mud now in this period. Kind of stuck on their skates, a little bit stiff. They poke this one in, delayed offside, so they'll have to check up.
And they're still off.
Yeah, and still offsides is number 14, Sebastian Carnes-Bingham, and not offsides just because he wasn't able to get the puck as Nick Bryan trips over the blue line there, loses the edge. A quick shot comes in, deflection attempt from Trey McKee is no good. The Panthers do get a shot on goal, but it does not go, save from Gilbertson. Now here comes MG. They've got a 3-on-3 coming as they move across, but they are offsides once again, and just a little quick dribble of the puck is enough to throw the timing of that play off. We'll have an offsides faceoff.
Yeah, there really doesn't seem to be a lot of communication out there, and again, it seems disjointed. They're chasing the puck. They're not really setting up good breakouts, and again, that's a mental thing. They've got to take a breath and realize they are not out of this game.
MG controls on the faceoff, gathered up by Gavin Potch. Potch loses it towards Oros, dangles through, but a nice poke check from the goalie, Gilbertson. Great job to deny Oros the chance. Here's a shot from Buskogger off the skate, and no good. Knocked away. Trying to move it back to him, nearly a giveaway, but Buskogger holds it at the blue line. Now, though, here comes MG on the rush. Moving forward is Brady Mariva. Colton Ayers takes it away, drops it behind the net, where Buskogger will take it for Oregon. On the near side corner with 14:33 to play. They try and chop it forward, and they do get it around. Here's Romer. Romer's past traffic, down on the low angle. Feed to center for Oros. And thought I heard a whistle. No, we did not. What a snatch. That time there was definitely a whistle. Boy, a great look from the near side faceoff out for Romer, and a killer glove save from Gilbertson.
Yeah, it was, and Romer, has the ability to put that puck where he wants to. And I'm with you. I thought I heard a whistle as well. But either way, Oregon always finds ways of getting it into the zone, and they're now getting those second and third chances, and that's what's helping them a lot.
I would have sworn I heard a whistle there, but as it was, the play went on. And a nice stop from Andrew Gilbertson. Panthers stew control in the MG zone. Parker Schmidt fights for it, sends a shot in, and it's sticked away by Gilbertson. 14:05 to play in this period. Panthers send it in, check up on the offside, and Gilbertson will cover with 13:58 to go.
Gilbertson looks a little shaky. I wonder if he pulled something. There have been a couple times in the past minute or so where he seems to be favoring his leg a bit. And you kind of saw it there when he went to cover it. He didn't get a good seal on that. And again, I wonder if he pulled something.
It's possible, because it did look like he was favoring that left leg a little bit slow to get down. And so you wonder if Coach Kinsler might not elect to take a timeout or something and get after his goalie a little bit here. We'll see what happens. Keaton Straka takes this one into the Panther zone, works his way to the near side circle, sends one in on the back door. What a pass right through traffic to Brady Mariva, but he can't connect on the one-timer. That's twice we've seen MG set that play up. Both times the intended target hasn't been able to hit it, but they've done a nice job of getting those passes through.
Yeah, again, they can be very dangerous, and that's why, and just like that.
Yeah, but here's the takeaway. Trying to move through is is Carnes Bingham. What a save with the absolute toe of his pad. And now here come the Panthers on a possible 3-on-1. Fighting through is Cameron. He's got Holtz across. Shoots. He scores. Jacob Cameron on the turnaround transition. And how often have you talked about it? You have a great save at one end. The puck turns the other way and it turns into a goal. That is just what happens here for Oregon.
Yeah, and again, Daly had to make the save. He was able to stretch that toe out to kick it out, and that allowed that transition to go through the neutral zone, got hemmed up a little bit on the blue line. But again, it almost turned from a 2-on-1 to a 2-on-none. He took the shot, makes it 4-0. Good hard work is what kind of led to that goal, starting with a good kick save. Great
save that time from Colton Daly. And so the Panthers now lead 4-0 as they battle for this puck in neutral ice. Scoring the goal was number 18, Jacob Cameron. That is his second of the night. We'll get the assist call as soon as we hear it from the PA announcer. Panthers trying to clear it out of their own zone. They do send it sliding across and down, and here comes Laszlo Oros fighting to get to this puck and quickly knocked away by Gilbertson, the goalie. Had to do a last-second play with the stick. Oros behind the net, showing off those stick handling skills. Let's get the call here. Unassisted goal for Cameron. He had an assist from Oros on his first period goal. He's got 2 on the night. 12:39 to play as Oros still fights for this puck. Up to the point for Caden Peterson, and he has to drag it out of the zone. Nice move around his man at the point, and he'll take this one in. Briefly now forced back out as MG controls. Romer, though, getting involved, trying to dig this puck away. He shoots that puck across and all the way to the benches where Colton Ayers gathers for the Panthers. Ayers around his man. Takes a quick shot and a save, and Gilbertson will gather right in front of his own net. 12:14 to play. It is 4-0 Panthers.
Yeah, and again, this is where the Panthers become very dangerous because they just keep rolling and rolling and rolling, and they're able to generate these little scoring chances coming through with some of the great stick handling they're doing, and it's really kind of flummoxing Monona Grove.
Face-off shot comes through. Second shot.
What
did
a
he get
save.
it?
Yes, he did.
He got it. Oh, my
Wow.
goodness. You and I think, have said save of the season 3 times now, but
That's up there.
On his side, pad stacked. He gets the glove stop. What a job from Andrew Gilbertson.
And that is an underappreciated style of save today with the butterfly goaltenders. The pad stack on your side is just not something you see too much. And he pulled it off really well, kept good control of the puck, and locked it up. That in top 3 saves of the season.
Beautiful stop from the MG goaltender, keeps the score at 4-0. The Panthers definitely thought they had that one. A long crossing pass goes all the way back behind the Panthers net, where it'll be taken by Parker Schmidt of Oregon. Moved ahead, they try the one touch, but nothing doing. Forced back behind the net. Schmidt now to Buskogger, holds it on the far side. Rifles one across to McKee. What a nice backhanded pass, and now moving forward is senior Alex Barnage. Fights his way into the corner, the forward, drops it back. Able to get it to Trey McKee briefly, but Sebastian Carnes Bingham moves it across and finds Keaton Straka. Straka, 8 goals, 9 assists on the season, works his way down in front, a shot and a save by Colton Daly with 11:30 to go.
Yeah, Straka was, I think Straka wanted to come in front. That lane was cut off, and he put a tricky little shot that caught Daly up in his upper left shoulder and kind of dribbled down. He was able to control it. That's a tough save to make with speed coming in. So good work for Daly to stay looking fresh.
Jacob Cameron, I should mention, who just had that last goal. He's a freshman. He has doubled his goal total for the season and for his career, I suppose. He had 2 goals coming into the game. He's got 2 goals tonight. Panthers getting production from some of their underclassmen on senior night. Pass in front comes to the Panthers, and they're able to get it out. Now the Panthers have a 2-on-2 chance. Here's Aiden Scott on the right wing side. Scott fighting hard to get that puck, picks it up behind the net, and rolls it to the corner. Drop in center. There's Holtz. Backhand pass is knocked away by Monona Grove with an even 11 minutes to play. Nice job to stretch and hold the zone that time by Trevor Ogden. Working his way down was Brandon Churches. The Panthers living dangerously in their own slot, but Aiden Scott of Oregon able to tap that one along the right wing edge. Cameron, there he goes. Here's Cameron in the low slot. One-handed shot. Second chance, no good. A nice save on the first one. That one pokes across the net mouth, but nobody there. Cameron nearly had the hat trick.
He did, and the truth of the matter is the speed of Oregon, Monona Grove is having a hard time containing it and finding ways to deal with it.
Colton Ayers beneath the net, trying to wrap around, controls the puck, gives to Joe Romer. To the face-off dot, now Ayers again, high slot. Nice job to let that one go to Oros. Outer hash marks, feed to Romer, and it's too strong. He's not able to make the connection. Monona Grove hustling up the near side, but Caden Peterson is there, gets it back to Joe Romer. Drop it for Colton Ayers. Ayers right up the middle, gives it off to Oros, top of the circle. Feed across to Romer, and it's just behind him. Again, they missed the one-timer connection. Franken fires it down from the point. Now fights for this puck, but it is poked into the neutral zone. Peterson rifles it back in as the Panthers check up. Romer going behind the net. Been on a long shift, but it's been all offense as they continue to put pressure on the Silver Eagles. Parker Schmidt across to Caden Peterson with 9:40 to play. Here's Oros again on the right wing side. Good stop-up move. Set up at the point for Romer in the corner. Franken beneath the net. Tries to get it to Oros, but it deflects, and that'll come all the way down. Panthers will pick it up in their own defensive zone.
Yeah, and right now, a change going from Monona Grove that's left 3 Panthers kind of all alone.
And the Panthers were looking to cherry pick. Here comes Oros. Skates around one man. Face-off dot. Shot is wide and rolls all the way out into neutral ice along the far side boards. 9:10 to play in this second period. Panthers lead 4-0 thanks to the Jacob Cameron goal, his second of the night. Adam Franken moves it across, but early was Laszlo Oros, and we will have a neutralized faceoff.
Yeah, it was a weird change from Monona Grove. It looked like they were putting 5 new bodies out, and because of that, or 4 new bodies, they had 1 chasing. There was nobody at the blue line. There were 3 Panthers just waiting down there. So lucky break for Monona Grove. They've got to make sure they're looking at who's out and where they are.
Faceoff is won by Oregon, and they force it into the MG zone. Barnish trying to send that one along beneath the net. Brody Barlow battling for it, now comes to the point for Buskogger. His pass is broken up, but here's McKee, gets it across to Barlow. Shot is wide of the cage, pulled it just a little bit left of the post. McKee tries to dangle through, but can't do it. That one picked up by Carnes Bingham, Sebastian this time. As Barlow continues to fight, little pushing behind the play, and we are actually going to get a penalty coming up against Monona Grove. Colton Daly heading to the bench as Monona Grove is able to touch it up, and I think this might be a roughing call. High stick is going to be the call. So a little extracurriculars, and unfortunately MG gets penalized for it. Heading to the bench is number 18, Hans Rasmussen, 2 minutes for high sticking.
Yeah, and you want to make sure the frustration for any of the players on Monona Grove doesn't get out of hand, because again, you're midway through the second period, you're down 4-0, and that can be very frustrating, especially when you're not able to do some of the things you try to. They're still not out of this game. They just need to start building on the little things, and this is a team that can hurt you. Panthers
1 for 2 on the power play tonight. They go on a 2-minute effort here after the high sticking call against Hans Rasmussen. They control in the MG zone. Move it across to Oros. At the outer hash marks, swings over the top and sends it beneath the net. Held there by the Panthers. They try and slip it into center. They're able to. Ogden nearly gets it clear, but it comes towards Romer. Romer keeps it in the zone. Nearly poked in by the Panthers, but knocked clear by the MG penalty killers. Minute 33 left on the power play, 7:53 left to go in the game as Oros turns it around behind his own net.
Oregon needs to be careful not to get a little too cute with some of the passing.
Here comes Oros with speed, top of the circle, but he loses it on an attempted dangle. The puck is still held, though, by the Panthers. Now whipped out a nice clear that time by Nolan Bodenstein.
You know, I was kind of saying that if you've got a safe way to make entry, do that. Don't try to be fancy, because the more you do that, the more they're going to read into it, and they're going to catch you.
Cherry pick from Romer. Romer does get a double dangle. His shot is deflected high, though. Great job by the defender to stick with him on an excellent little move. There's a shot from Holtz from the center point. Nicely saved by Gilbertson. 7:12 to go, 51 seconds on the power play.
Yeah, I think Gilbertson saw 16 shots in the first period. I think that's what they said during intermission. And probably another 8 or 10 shots so far in this period. They've got to do a better job of making sure these shots aren't getting to them. Got to get in the way and and do some shot blocking.
Panthers rifle one right in. Buskogger from the point, but saved well by Andrew Gilbertson. Buskogger again, his shot doesn't get through traffic and ends up behind the cage. Dosher now, back to Buskogger once more. He wants it again, but he'll move it to Parker Schmidt. Near point, down low into the corner, this time for Trey McKee. Back to Schmidt, plays it with the blade. Wind and a drive, a shot and a score!
That's the hat trick.
Is that off of 18, Cameron?
I believe he should get it. That looked like he tipped that one going in. So I'll be curious to see.
It sure looked like a redirect.
Yeah, it did.
And with 10-12 gone in the second period. It's a power play goal for Oregon. They lead 5-0.
Yeah, again, I was watching him kind of get down there, and it sure looked to me like he got a piece of it going in. So I'll be curious to see what the call is.
We'll see if they credit him with the tip. That will be a hat trick for him. Dosher was down there in the mix as well. A lot of players trying to get the body in front. We'll see what the referees saw. 6:45 and counting to play in this second period. The Panthers in position with a 5-0 lead, and they've got the puck again. Drop it down behind the net, and that time it's Aiden Scott. Gives the puck up. Here comes a 2-on-2 chance for the Silver Eagles. They almost get behind the defense, but the pass too strong for Keaton Straka. He recovers, takes it up the far side wall, and gives it off. Shot from the point is held cleanly by Colton Daly.
Yeah, and still no call yet. I wonder what the delay is.
Yep, we're waiting. It's possible the referees didn't know. But yeah, we're just waiting on the PA to get the official announcement. As it is, though, face-off in the far side of the Monona Grove zone. 6:22 to play in the second period. That one controlled by Oregon defensively. Here's the call. Parker Schmidt gets the call on the direct entry. Shot is wide. Trey McKee and Spencer Buskogger get the assist, so they give it to Parker Schmidt. They say no deflection as he fired that one right in. So with 6 minutes even to play now, the Panthers chase this puck into the MG zone. Barnish across to Barlow, up towards the point where it's held by Nick Bryan. Three seniors combining on this play as Bryan tries to send it further down. Barlow back towards Bryan again. Bryan gets it towards the top of the circle. Takes a bit of a body check, but sends it towards Barnish. And now skating it back is Keaton Straka behind his own net. Scott moves to intercept. Straka keeps it going. Barlow pushes him up against the wall, and the Panthers control. Nick Bryan digs it around towards the high slot. Knocked to the point. There's Colton Ayers. Ayers around his man. Face-off dot. Shot and a save, and poked away. A nice save that time by the MG goaltender. Now a shot on Colton Daly. That one's saved. It's still loose, though, and controlled by MG. Panthers dig it off the wall. Comes towards the center point. Poked up through the air, but a nice backhander by Romer. Franken and center ice can't control, but it's Barlow that's got it in front of the MG net. He will send that one along. 5 minutes even to play in this second period. Panthers lead 5-0. A centering pass doesn't go where they wanted, but here's Ayers. Backhand, a pass to Franken. Backhand shot and a save made by Gilbertson. We've seen Gilbertson have some trouble with rebound control, but he has been everywhere he's needed to be on these first shots.
Yeah, he really has. We've seen 2 rebound goals come in on him and a couple straight ones, but his positioning is solid. And again, he doesn't seem to be in his head or frustrated. He's making good saves.
Here comes Colton Ayers, and Franken trying to keep that puck in, but it's curled out by Dan Hawker of Monona Grove. Up in front of the scorer's bench, they drop it into Oregon territory where Caden Peterson has it. Lead pass for Joe Romer on the right wing side. Digs it out from the referee's skates, and finds Oros. Trades with Romer as he works beneath the net. Stop up trying to find that centering pass. Pushed against the wall, but gets the puck clear. Oros wraps in front. Shot and a save and a diving cover. That time by Gilbertson. Did not want to let that rebound just lie there, and he wisely covers it up.
Yeah, not only that, he wanted to take away space, so as he saw the shot was coming, he kind of charges the puck. That really limits where it's going to go. And again, he's been tracking the puck well, he's been following it well, and making those initial first saves. So he's really holding Monona Grove in this.
Panthers fighting for this puck, but it's Monona Grove that controls. Pass, though, is a little errant, and Parker Schmidt will have it for Oregon. Takes a shot. It's blocked down by Gavin Podge, and then forced beneath the cage. Panthers wrap one in front, and it's deflected away. Schmidt, wind, drive, but it knuckles off his stick and ends up wide right. Feed into center, and a stick save, that time by Gilbertson. Always alert with that stick. He's had a couple of really nice plays with his stick tonight.
Yeah, he really has. And again, he tracks the puck really well. And they're calling on him a lot to make these saves. So Monona Grove has to find a way to get some breakouts and generate some more offensive chances.
3:22 to go in this second period. The Panthers do lead 5-0. Skitter that one across, and here comes Jacob Cameron. He's got some open space. Top of the far circle. Cameron, backhand, score! And it's a hat trick for Jacob Cameron. The student section's going crazy as the Panthers lead 6-0.
They want that, and they're calling for the puck too.
They sure do. A hat trick is a rare enough thing in hockey. And for Jacob Cameron, the freshman, who has had 2 goals all season, he's got 3 tonight, and the Panthers lead 6-0.
Yeah, he had that puck come in. It was a mental mistake on the line change. That allowed him the space and nice patience as he kind of came in, led Gilbertson out, and was able to get that shot in. So again, for a freshman coming in, showed some good patience, and that's what you want to see from a freshman.
Freshman with the hat trick, Jacob Cameron, congratulations and well done. He's responsible for half the scoring tonight as the Panthers are pouring it on, leading 6-0 here against the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. The Eagles control it. Sebastian Carnes-Birnham tries to work his way through traffic, pokes it towards the center, but the Panthers control. Nick Bryan credited with the assist as this one comes back behind the MG net. Trey McKee there for Oregon. Dangling through, he comes towards the low slot, tries to drop the puck in, but it's deflected away and taken by Keaton Straka of Monona Grove. McKee regathers in center ice, knocked off his tape by Brady Mariva, and moved behind the Oregon net. 2.5 minutes to play in the second. Oregon controlling there, find Brody Barlow. Tap this one forward, and it's controlled by Alex Barnish, who fires it in and is whistled for icing. 2:19 to go. If you're Coach Clemens, you're up 6-0 here towards the end of the second period. Are you considering putting in your freshman goaltender? Dressed tonight, I believe, is number 29, Carter Granberg. Do you want to get him some game experience? Is this lead big enough, you feel?
I don't think that's what it comes down to, is the lead. You want to make sure that, one, Colton Daly hasn't had to work an awful lot, and you'd rather keep him in there to get him feeling more comfortable as the rest of the season goes on. So I don't see him making changes there. I do see some changes about who's going to get more ice time as we go through. But again, it's one of those things where you want to be kind of careful with that.
With the Panthers having a 6-goal lead, we are now at a running clock. So I apologize, I stopped it at that last stoppage. But the game clock continues to run. Minute 30 to play here in this second period. Panthers up 6-0. Colton Ayers at the point, fires one down toward Romer, but it's cleared away that time by Rasmussen. Oh, Ayers with a quick slap shot. Second chance, no good. They couldn't quite find the way past after Gilbertson made the first save. This one cleared out, will go down for icing. There is the whistle, but again, the clock will continue to run, so our clock a little slow on your screen. Minute 5 and counting to go in this second period.
Yeah, and something that Monona Grove could really pick up here from Oregon is, again, where they're putting bodies in front of goaltenders. It's allowed them to get some of these deflections, get some screens going, and that's really what they have to work on more. And I think that's been one of the biggest differences in the offenses we've seen tonight.
Panthers control. Here's Holtz, poked off his stick as he worked his way through the slot. At the feet at the blue line, Panthers not quite able to hold the zone. Trying to enter, though, is Cameron, the hat trick man, as he tries to fight through at the point, still digging for that puck with 33 seconds to go in this second period. Again, we are on a running clock because the Panthers have a 6-goal lead. If MG is able to score, we will go back to normal timekeeping. 20 seconds to play here in the second period. Panthers fighting for the puck as MG takes it behind their own net and forces it up the far side wall. Carnes-Bingham there, and he drops it off to Triton Carnes-Bingham. He is able to get this one clear, and with 10 seconds to go, that may end the period, but here comes Holtz. He's got one last chance. To the faceoff dot. Dragon fire and a save.
No,
and a score.
It
he got it
snuck
through. Ben Holtz, the senior man from the near side. Faceoff dot. Gets a goal on senior night and makes it 7-0.
Yeah, and again, just put so much on that shot that, Gilbertson thought he had it eaten up in the pads. He didn't, and yeah, that makes it 7-0. And again, it's good to see some of the seniors get on the score sheet tonight. But this is going to be tough in the Monona Grove locker room.
They will set the clock to. They will stop the clock on goals. So I should have stopped it there with 2 seconds left was the official time on the clock. There is your horn. We are done with the second period. Let's see if we can get the PA call for who got the assist to Holtz, if anyone. But as it is, Ben Holtz, the senior man, on his career, 6 goals, 9 assists, make it a 7th here to make it an even 7-0 for the Panthers going into the third.
Yeah, and again, Oregon is such a dangerous team. We've seen it a lot. And we know they have the ability to kind of work the puck the way they have been. So how many points is that for Cameron tonight?
That is 4 points for Jacob Cameron. He gets credited with the primary assist. No secondary assist on that one. 3 goals and an assist for Jacob Cameron. Ben Holtz gets a goal. And the Panthers are just firing on every single cylinder tonight.
They are, and the more they keep firing, what that is doing is causing a little bit of frustration with Monona Grove. And when you break it down, Oregon just has more speed. It's not necessarily more skill. We're seeing some great play out there from Monona Grove. I think they're having just a hard time keeping up, and part of that I think has to do with their bench. It's a little short. That's going to have an effect on them. But we have seen some great play coming from Monona Grove, not only in Gobertson, but in Straka and a number of other players. So, again, it's always hard when you're on the ice and you're down by this many, but there are good things you can take away from it, and that's what you have to build on.
All right, third period then. What do you think each team is saying in the locker room? What are they going to change as they come out for the final period of hockey here?
I think Monona Grove should be saying, look, we've got 17 minutes. Let's go and get some victories out there, whether it be on faceoffs, play-by-play, shift by shift, maybe get a goal or two. Do something to walk out of this with a positive experience, because, again, both of us have been on the ice when we've seen that scoreboard go in the other way, and we've watched Oregon see the scoreboard go in this other way. So there's an awful lot they can take from it. For Oregon, I guess if I'm coach, I'm saying, we know you're talented, we know you got speed, but let's not try to be fancy going across the blue line. Let's go back to basics, dump and chase, set up the puck, move it around, take a shot. The stick handling is great to watch. As a hockey fan, I love it, but they need to work on other things to keep them going through the season.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we have one more period left, and before we get started, I just wanted to mention some of our wonderful sponsors who make broadcasts like this possible. They include the Oregon School District, actively building competence, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Community Bank, Feel Good Banking. Oregon Youth Basketball Boosters, providing area youth with instructional and competitive basketball opportunities. Stoughton Hospital and Oregon Urgent Care Clinic, trusted care close to home. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Check out OregonBoosters.com for details. Torhorst Insurance, your hometown insurance agency that's doing big things. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. Hit the wrong switch there. Oregon Tax and Accounting, serving the Oregon community since 2001. See Jim for all your small business and personal tax services. Firefly Coffee House and Artisan Cheese, in the heart of downtown Oregon, offering fresh bakery, daily lunch specials, soups and salads, along with hand-selected small batch Wisconsin cheese. TDS, get blazing fast TDS fiber internet in your home today. With speeds up to 1 gig, you can surf, stream, watch videos, or game online with ease. Say no to slow and hello to go with TDS fiber. And finally, Oregon Youth Basketball, providing opportunity for the youth of Oregon to develop their basketball skills and enjoy the game of basketball by providing both recreational and competitive opportunities. Please let our sponsors know that you appreciate their support of OCA Media. When you head on and patronize their business, tell them OCA Media sent you. If you would like to join our fine group of sponsors and support OCA Media Sports, drop us a note at ocamedia.com. We would love to have you as a sponsor. Be sure to like us on Facebook and find us on YouTube as well. We cover a variety of Panther sports, and you can find the recaps of those games and full games on our YouTube page. We're now on TDS and Charter Cable. Find us on HD on TDS channels 1019 and 1020 all throughout Dane County. And finally, we're always looking for volunteers to help us bring events to life in our community. If you want to announce, if you want to operate cameras, if you want to contribute at all to OCA Media, visit ocamedia.com, drop us a line, no experience needed, we will train you up, and you can help us cover the more than 275 local events that we bring to life each year. It's Panthers 7, Monona Grove Silver Eagles 0 here at Oregon Community Ice Arena, but there is one period left. Stay tuned to OCA Media. Welcome back, everyone. Zach Seeloff and Dan Graychuk here with you on OCA Media for the third and final period of the Oregon Panther Monona Grove Silver Eagle game. The Panthers lead 7-0. Ben Holtz gets his 7th career goal to make it 7-0. And it's just been all Oregon all night.
It really has been. After about the first 6 minutes of that first period, after that, the wheels kind of came off for Monona Grove. Oregon's been pushing and playing solid. And again, some good timely goaltending is probably the way I'd put it. And yeah, they're really firing on all cylinders, showing what their strengths really are.
We have seen Oregon do just about everything that they need to do. Their defense has been excellent. By my count, again, unofficial, 31 shots on goal for Oregon, just 6 for Monona Grove. They have kept them away from Colton Daly for the most part. They've had a couple of nice chances. We've seen pucks go through that could have been a one-timer that just didn't connect. But generally speaking, the defense has been stifling against Monona Grove. The offense has been equally effective. They've had a ton of zone time against MG, and it just doesn't seem like the Silver Eagles have gotten anything going in any of these phases.
Yeah, and it's been tough. And again, a couple things to point out. One, they have a short bench, which means the amount of energy they're going to have in the first period is not going to be that same way in the third. They're having a hard time generating good scoring opportunities. And one of the things that I kind of like to see here, the players didn't come out with the coaches, and I think that was the captains in Monona Grove's locker room trying to take control of that and making sure that they get exactly what they want out of this third period. And again, they shouldn't be holding their heads too low here. Oregon is a tough team that can beat you in a number of ways. And in this game, we've seen a lot of that with speed coming through. So again, Monona Grove, the score is 7-0, but I don't think that's representative of the talent and heart that's on that Monona Grove team.
No, this is a team that has had a lot more success during this season than we're seeing. But like we said, it's a team that is still trying to break out of that second tier in the Badger South. It used to be Oregon, Edgewood, and everybody else.
Right.
Now, now McFarland and Monroe have joined that conversation. Stoughton, Monona Grove, still trying to find their sea legs, and Milton still building a program. They haven't had a youth program or a varsity program until very recently. So there's kind of 3 tiers now, and MG working on getting out of the second.
And this has always been a big rivalry between these two schools. I can go back 2 or 3 seasons where we saw some very ugly games. This isn't like that. I do want to make a side note. It looked like they were waiting for that ice to settle a little bit more, and I see some of those puddles building up in corners again. So I don't know why we didn't see it in the first and second period, but may see it in this one.
And folks, I apologize if you're hearing that crackling coming through. We're trying to diagnose that audio problem. We'll hopefully have that resolved for you before we get the puck to drop. 17 minutes in this third and final period. It is 7-0 Panthers. It's been all Panthers all game. Jacob Cameron, the freshman, has had a hat trick already tonight, and the Panthers are just doing an outstanding job here at the Oregon Community Ice Arena.
And it looks like they're getting, and there they go, another good face-off win for Oregon.
They control, and we are underway in the third and final period. The clock will run continuously unless MG can cut the lead to 5 or less. The Panthers tapped that one through, thought they got a touch, but no, we get the whistle for icing. And so we will keep the clock running. My clock is just about 2 seconds behind the game clock, 16:38 on the game clock presently, as we'll have a face-off on the far side of the Panther zone.
Yeah, and again, Monona Grove seems a little more calm coming out here. And that's what you want to see. So I'm curious to see what kind of adjustments they make for this third period.
Face-off is won by Oregon. Whip it up the near side, and Oros is able to get it to Romer. He's got a 2-on-1 with Adam Franken. Gets behind the defense. Feed to Franken, and the shot is just wide. Oh boy, Romer and Franken have victimized a lot of teams on that play. That time they're not quite able to get away with it as Franken's deflection goes wide to the left post.
Oh, nice setup.
Adam Franken wearing the C on his chest. You can tell why he does it all on the ice. Coach Clemens talked to us about his leadership ability at the beginning of the season as well. A hugely respected member of this team. There goes Oros again. Hashmarks feed across trying to find Franken, but it deflects off a skate. And here comes Carnes Bingham, moves it ahead to Straka. Back to Carnes Bingham. His shot is easily sticked away by Colton Daly, and the Panthers control in the far side of their own zone. Joe Romer, he's got Franken ahead again as he settles things down. Now moves in. Romer, top of the circle, trying to fight past, but takes a check and loses the puck. Franken gathers up the garbage, though. Follows it along, but it's taken by Brady Mariva. Excuse me, that was Churches who turned it around, but he gives it away to Buskogger. High slot, a quick shot is deflected away. Ben Outhouse trying to get that shot in, but deflected by the defense of MG. Back behind the net, no Panthers there. Holtz will give chase on the opposite side of the cage. He gets to it first, sweeps it up to Dosher. This one now taken by Churches again for MG. His stretch pass is out of reach of Dan Hawker. Comes down and sent behind the net by Colton Daly of Oregon. Outhouse moves that one ahead. Nice little tap, and here comes Jacob Cameron. He of the hat trick already. Cameron accelerating on the right wing side. Forces in front, a shot and a save, a poke and a stop. Two quick shots from the Panthers. A nice move by Cameron, cutting across in front, but a great job by Gilbertson to keep him out of the back.
You know, it's amazing how 3 goals in a game will boost your confidence, because I don't think that's a move we would have seen him make in a third period of a game a couple games ago. But again, that's what you want to see, is you want to see that confidence build, and that was nice to see.
One-timer, a face-off win goes right to Buskogger, but he's not able to get as much of it as he wants, and it's sticked away cleanly by Gilbertson. Dug off the wall by Cameron. Cameron around his man, and we have a hand up, and we'll get a whistle for interference call coming up. And so the Panthers, I believe this was against MG. No, this is going to go against Simon Dosher. So the Panthers will go on the penalty kill. Simon Dosher guilty of interference. It'll be a 2-minute power play for MG, and they have stopped the clock. They initially kept it running, but they have stopped the clock at 14:06.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why they're doing that, but either way, this gives, again, Monona Grove a chance to start building on something, and that's what you want to do. It's a bunch of little things that lead to the bigger things.
2-minute power play for Monona Grove, but this puck comes down into the into the Monona Grove zone as they fight for it here. Send it up towards the point. Panthers will gather, wind and drives it off his own man. Oh boy, Parker Schmidt fires that hard into Brody Barlow, but they're able to get it into MG territory. Minute 33 left on the power play, 13:36 to go in this game. Panthers up 7-0. Big hit right in front of the Panther zone, but they stick with that puck. Parker Schmidt fighting for it right in front of his bench. They poke the puck finally away from him, and now MG will gather. Sebastian Carnes-Bingham through center ice. Nice little move, and he's into the high slot. Over towards the faceoff dot. Backhand shot is off the side. A second chance and a save, and that will be covered by Colton Daly. Clock continues to run. Minute 4 left on the power play.
Yeah, and again, they were able to get a couple, 2-3 shots off that. If they can get some bodies in front of Daly, that you can start to build more off of that. And that, I think, has been the biggest failing for Monona Grove in this game.
Faceoff is won by Joe Romer. He fights his way forward as the centerman and now gives it over to Holtz. Shorthanded chance as Holtz works up the left wing side. Stop-up move, faceoff dot, shot and a save as he gets the pad down. Gilbertson doing a nice job in net as ever. 36 seconds left on the power play. Romer, top of the circle, drops off to the point for Nick Bryan. Bryan going to set up on the shorthanded chance. Tries to fire it across, but nicely touched up by Brandon Churches of MG. He'll bring it forward with numbers. Left wing edge as he cuts to the outer hash marks. Dumps it in front, nobody there. Now a drive from the high slot, doesn't get through, and the Panthers pick up the puck. 14 seconds to go, and Romer will just chip it lightly on net. That one kind of hits funny off of Gilbertson's pads, but he's able to keep it in front of him. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Moving it forward is MG, but a pass is too strong. Both teams are full strength as the penalty expires, and Oregon's got 5 men back on the ice. Work it over to Colton Ayers now behind his own net with inside of 12 minutes to play. Panthers up 7-0. Ayers going to the ice, but he's able to accelerate the puck forward, and Franken will chase after it. Franken putting some pressure on his man. That time it was Gavin Podge, and he's able to knock the puck clear. Wrapped towards center and not able to get there before it comes out is Buskogger. He does control at his own blue line. Works it across to Colton Ayers. Nice job in the middle to tap that by Trevor Ogden. Disrupted the pass. Ogden moves it ahead to Churches, who touches up to avoid the icing. Buskogger behind his own net for Oregon now. Working up that outside edge. He gets pushed hard into the boards, but the Panthers control. At the point, here comes Oros, trying to exploit the line change. Oros through one man as he works his way up the right wing side. Oros, hash marks, dangle, shot, and save. You talked about doing the little things, not worrying about being fancy, but boy, when you see him go coast to coast like that, you just got to smile.
Yeah, it was nice to see, but the best part of that whole thing was Gilbertson didn't bite on any of it. He stayed straight, followed the puck in, and that's what you want to see from your goaltender. So as nice as it was to see it carried in, all credit to Gilbertson.
Quick shot from Buskogger and eaten up by Gilbertson. Buskogger has had a couple of slap shot opportunities, and I think he's getting it just a little bit wrong. He's not quite making the contact he wants. He is close to just unloading on one of these.
Yeah, I think one of them is going to just rip, but yeah, he seems to be healing a little bit or not leaning into it.
Panthers win another face-off, fire it back down beneath the MG net with 10:28 to go in this third and final period. They lead 7-0. Feed through to center, gets off the stick of Alex Barnish and comes forward for MG. Moving it across to Colin Stewart. Into the far corner now for Oregon. Caden Peterson moves it ahead, trying to find Brody Barlow. Now here comes the lead pass, and here's Caden Peterson doing some offensive work. Top of the circle, hits the pad, save, second shot, and that one missed a little bit wide left of the cage. We don't see Caden Peterson attacking much, very much a defenseman's defenseman, but he comes forward there and puts a nice shot on that kind of fooled Gilbertson.
Yeah, and again, real good job getting some of those shots in. And again, this gives you a chance to let some of your other players try some new and different things, which is very helpful. So yeah, impressive to see from somebody who generally doesn't step up for an offensive role.
9:37 and counting in this third and final period. Faceoff will be in the far side of the Panthers zone after the icing call. Taking this faceoff is Aiden Leatherberry, but it is won by MG. The shot is blocked down very nicely by Colton Ayers. Good little tap, and here's Leatherberry. He's around one man, stick lift, but tries to stay on it. Nice attack by Sebastian Carnes-Bingham. Big hit delivered by Aiden Scott, but he takes the worst of it, and coming across is Keaton Straka. Straka's pass is blocked, but he gets the puck back, plays it with the skate blade, and moves it ahead to Brady Mariva. Colton Ayers on the near side. 9:03 to go in this period. Ayers looking for an open pass. Tries to stretch it forward for Scott. Through center ice, it comes back to Ayers at the blue line, and he'll move this one ahead on the left wing side. Top of the circle, moves around his man. At the baseline, cuts in front, shot saved, backhand. No goal.
Yeah,
we have no goal. And Gilbertson able to keep it out of the back just barely. He is fighting and scratching in there, trying to keep his team where they are.
Yeah, and again, it's good work from Oregon moving it up, getting the shot in front of him, and then he's able to make a save. But again, I'm wondering if Gilbertson is fighting a little bit of an injury.
He does seem like, I can't see his face super well through the mask, but just his position and the way he's holding his body, it looks like he's grimacing every time he has to get up from the butterfly. And so I wonder the same if that leg or a knee or something is bothering him, but give him a ton of credit for fighting through whatever it is and still turning in. I know he's had 7 goals get by, and so you say, how can you say it's a great performance? But he is battling against a talented team that is putting everything they've got against him. He doesn't have a great defense in front of him, and he's still doing work out there.
And not only that, I could think of this score honestly could be 12, 13, 14, nothing. He's had to make some huge saves, and these weren't saves in the beginning. They've been throughout the game, and the 7 that are on him, you can't fault him for all of them.
Churches has got this puck for MG now behind the Panther net. Feed into center, a dangerous opportunity for MG, but Dan Hawker not quite able to get it. Now Franken's got a chance. Franken diving ahead, and Gilbertson is going to cover that one up. A nice job by Gilbertson. Franken turned the Jets on and nearly got there.
And again, I've said it a couple times, but I think the biggest difference in these teams is the speed. The speed of Oregon is very hard to contain, and even Edgewood had an issue dealing with that speed. So that's really been the weighing factor, I think, in this game.
Face-off won by the Panthers. Ayers, top of the circle, shot and a stick save, a very nice stick save to cover the 5-hole from Gilbertson. Second attempt from Ayers was no good. Holtz, though, has it and curls it back in. Into the near side corner as, Simon Dosher hustles after this one. He and Cameron on the near wall, but it's taken away by Luke Huhensi. Now Dosher gets it again at the center point. Top of the opposite circle. Nice pass back to the point. They've got an open man in Ayers. Ayers whistles one, and it's deflected into the safety netting and out of play. Clock will continue to run. We'll have an out-of-play face-off.
Yeah, and again, the short bench for Monona Grove isn't helping, and you can tell that a lot of the players are winded. They're doing a lot of fast changes, and when Oregon is generating that much pressure, it makes it difficult to get those changes. So that's another thing that we've seen here.
6:10 and counting to go in this game. Face-off near side of the MG zone. Nobody controls, but now able to break it out are the Silver Eagles. Sebastian Carnes-Bingham, though, has it stolen away by Colton Ayers. Ayers shoved up against the wall, but it comes to Trey McKee. Center point, feed down low. Backhanded chance from Barnish is saved and cleared away by the stick of Gilbertson. Varnish still down beneath the net. Feed into center for Brody Barlow. His shot's no good. Second chance and a goal. The Panthers score with 5:42 showing on the clock. They'll run it down to 5:39, and it is another Panther goal, 8-0 Oregon.
Yeah, I wonder just how much of that goal especially was fatigue. The defenders couldn't get that puck cleared away. Gilbertson was making every save that he could, and it was just able to sneak past. And again, fatigue has a big part of that. So, again, it is another goal, but you can't really blame Gilbertson on any of this. He has played a remarkable game.
They keep the clock running, so again, a little discontinuity between our clock and theirs. The game clock currently showing 5:13, so about 9 seconds ahead of ours. Here comes Oregon again. Joe Romer fighting through. He goes down as he continues to hustle after that puck. Aiden Scott putting some pressure on as the Panthers battle hard in this corner. Barlow credited with the score, the senior man. Unassisted goal for Brody Barlow, just his second of his varsity career. Barlow puts it in the back of the net and gets one here on senior night. Panthers still holding this puck in the MG zone. Here's Oros in the corner. Turns around, he's got Joe Romer if he can find it. Trying to move the defenders out of position. Oros continuing to move, what a curl back. Tries to fit it to Romer, but it gets picked up by a stick of MG and knocked clear.
Yeah, great work again by Oregon, moving the puck around, and in that little work down low, Monona Grove did a real good job of keeping the puck away from dangerous areas.
3 of the Panthers' 6 seniors have a goal tonight. Parker Schmidt, Brody Barlow, and Ben Weedholtz doing a job here on what would have been their final home game of their careers. They will have one more against West Bend on February 13th. Icing is the call there against MG. 4 minutes to play in the game, and we will head back to their zone for a face-off.
You know, when you talk about the little things that each team really wants to do, making sure we're getting good support, and it's one of the things that I've seen Oregon do really well in this game, supporting the play along the boards. I don't know how much of that we've seen from Monona Grove and what they can build on in the remainder part of the season for them.
Panthers do win this face-off. They send it back down beneath the net. There's Jacob Cameron, he of the hat trick fame. Sends that one towards Weedholtz. It works all the way to Peterson. Wind and a drive. Deflection in front. Oh boy, Dosher got his stick up there. Did redirect it, but it ends up wide of the net. Panthers still control. Here's Weedholtz, top of the circle. Fighting his way through traffic. Sends a pass through, but it's picked up by Monona Grove. And moved forward to Luco Hensi. Dumped into the Panther zone as he curls back for a change. 3:10 to go in this game. Dosher can't pick it up on the near wall, and it'll be forced back in. No, he plays it with the hand. Nearly able to clear it out, but now turning his way around is Straka. A shot and a save. Keaton Straka does a nice job to move through center there and put the shot on net. Poked away from Straka, and Dosher tries to get it clear. Still in the zone, but now here come the Panthers the other way. Peterson ahead for Cameron. Knocked clear by MG once more with 2:45 to go in this third and final period. 8-0 Oregon, and coming his way around is Trey McKee. The junior fights his way up that near side in front of the scorer's table and onto the left wing edge. Dumps it for Cameron behind the net. Leaves it back for McKee, but he's screened off of it. And Carnes Bingham moves it ahead to Keaton Straka. Straka loses it on the poke check, and it'll be chipped back in that time by Brody Barlow. 2:20 to go now as the game nears its conclusion. The Panthers with an 8-0 lead. They will improve to 6-3-0 in the Badger South, 9-7-1 on the season. Trying to cut across is Carnes Bingham. Works his way behind the net, then loses the puck to Colton Ayers. Fighting with him right in front along with Keaton Straka. Panthers take it away. Nice move forward to get it to Trey McKee by Alex Barnish. Barlow completes the send in. Panthers in front of their own bench. Gather the puck. Great job to enter onside by Ben Outhouse. Has to go to his knees to slow up enough. The Panthers do a nice job to enter there as Sebastian Carnes Bingham has it once again. His shot, though, is blocked, and here's McKee. He's got Oros, instead goes to the center, comes to the point, and held by Colton Ayers. Shot from Ayers is deflected and saved by Gilbertson. And we have a penalty coming up. Slashing is the call with 1:25 to go. Heading to the penalty bench, it looks like is Sebastian Carnes Bingham. He had something to say to Colton Ayers after that, but he will spend the remainder of this game on the penalty bench with 1:24 to play.
Yeah, and for this penalty kill for Monona Grove, they obviously don't want to let another goal go in. they've got to look to just clear the puck anytime they can, and if they have a chance to get a breakout to give it a shot. Again, at this point, you know the game's going to be a loss, but you can still find ways to get victories out of it.
Panthers on the power play for the remainder of this game. Just 1:15 left in regulation. Adam Franken behind the net. Oros at the point, now Ayers near side. Back to Oros. Skating down, then elects to just pass it on. Franken, outer hash marks, over to Ayers. Joe Romer now, stick handling, trades with Ayers, gets it down to Franken beneath the net. Holtz in front. Franken looking to wrap it around. Feed towards Holtz is loose. Romer tries to grab it. He's got it. Romer, hash mark, shot and a save. No whistle yet. It's not covered, not clear by MG, nearly held by Oros. The Panthers will have to check up. 38 seconds left to play in this game as we are about to conclude senior night with a huge Panther victory. Laszlo Oros works his way beneath the net. Tries to flick it from behind, and no good as Gilbertson was able to cover that shot, and the clear comes from the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, again, great puck moving on this power play here. The Oregon was doing a great job of moving it around, making everybody move.
Oh, and we've got a penalty coming up there. That is going to go against number 17, Trevor Ogden. And they, I think, might just send him right.
Yeah, they're sending him too because, after Oros coming in and pushing him after that, he's going to end up in the box as well, or at least that's what he's saying.
Yep.
He's sitting him down. That definitely
17 called for the trip, and then Oros called for the rough. So matching penalties with 13 seconds remaining against MG and Oregon. So we will continue to play with 5-on-4 in favor of Oregon with these final 13 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Oros is definitely putting in an argument there, but again, you're not going to win it. It is that point, just sit down and take the penalty. You've got a few seconds left, maybe one more face-off, and that's going to do it, I think.
It will be Alex Barnish to take the face-off, and the referee not going to let him sub, and in fact, they started the clock back up once the penalties had been announced, and so before we can get the face-off, time expires, and the Panthers have defeated the Monona Grove Silver Eagles 8-0 to improve to 6-3 in the Badger South and 9-7-1 overall on the season.
You can say the S word now, Zach.
It is a shutout for Colton Daly. Dan's a superstitious man. He gets mad at me when I say hat trick before it happens or shutout. I avoided both in this broadcast, so I will take that. But Colton Daly with the shutout, Jacob Cameron with the hat trick, 3 seniors getting goal, Holtz, Schmidt, and Barlow. A tremendous whole team performance from the Panthers tonight.
It really was, and again, it's a tough game for Monona Grove, and they have had a rough season. But there are some things they can be happy about because they got some great goaltending. And I always love it after the game watching the goaltenders go back and forth because it's very obvious what they're saying to each other. If you've been a goalie, you know exactly what they're saying. And this is the kind of performance you want to see from both teams, really, because it didn't get out of hand at the end, and it really could have.
Absolutely. I thought the refs deserve credit. They did a nice job calling a good game. I thought well called and also keeping control of things. We talked about that in the first period. Just don't let anything get out of hand. They assessed that major penalty, thought it was a reasonable call, and it kept the temperature low, and so we just got to play hockey. Didn't have anything else.
Exactly, and that's what in years past we would have seen these two teams match up in a very different way. So that shows a lot of maturity and a lot of growth. And again, that's something that I'm happy to see. And I know Gilbert was just talking to Clemens, and again, Clemens, goaltender coach, and he's telling him right now, you did everything you could. There was no more you could have for your team.
Absolutely. If anyone knows what that's like, it's Coach Larry Clemens. He's been a goaltender and a goalie coach for a long, long time.
Oh, yes.
And you can tell he's spending some time with them, the referees as well, because, we talked about it, and we're a bit biased because you're a goalie and we spend a lot of time on him, but he really did turn in a very nice performance under very difficult circumstances. With that in mind, who's your star of the game, one from each team?
Okay, for Monona Grove, I'm going Sebastian Carnes-Bingham.
Number 14.
Yeah, he was popping up in a lot of areas, and everything he did was really building on more and more. He took away some of the passing lanes, got in front of a lot of shots and passes that were coming in, so definitely got to go there. And then I'm really torn on the other side.
It's tough, isn't it?
It's ridiculous that I'm not going to go the obvious. I'm going Oros. I mean, watching the plays set up, and a lot of what we saw, it was the little things that he was doing. So Laszlo making some really smart decisions and good little plays, gets them on the board, not the big goal numbers, but again, great performance.
Couldn't agree more. For me, for the Silver Eagles, I'm going to go with number 10, Keaton Straka. You know, they weren't able to get on the board. He's an offensive guy, and you could say, well, he didn't score. But he was definitely their spark player. He was the guy that when he got the puck on his tape, stuff happened. He made some nice moves, made some good shots. They weren't able to get one to fall, but he definitely generated the majority of their offensive opportunities and kind of kept them alive on that side of the ice. For the Panthers, I can't ignore him on a night when he gets a cat trick. He's a freshman, Jacob Cameron. 2 goals and 3 assists on the season so far. Then he comes up with 3 goals and an assist tonight, a 4-point night for the young freshman. The fun thing about high school sports, I think, is that you see players cycle in and out. Just when a player is really hitting his zenith, he's a senior, he graduates, and the other players have to step up. You watch a freshman like Cameron perform the way he did tonight, and you say, this team is in good shape for years to come.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all you got to do is look at Roar.
Yep.
I mean, there's another one there. I mean, again, they have so much youth on this team that it is really amazing to watch. Yeah, they're losing some great players, but they have an awful lot of talent. And again, I knew who you were going to pick, so it wasn't that I'm trying to diss the guy who got the hat trick. One thing I do want to add, because I'm sure there are people who didn't like the way that Oregon was playing there towards the end, trying to score. People have to understand, in WIAA, the goals for versus goals against is a huge thing going into any tournament, and that's the WIAA setup. They make it so you have to. So it's not that they're trying to run up scores here. These are things that make big differences in the playoffs and in the state tournament.
Agreed, and I think it's hard in hockey to take your foot off the gas, so to speak, in a way that isn't insulting to the other team. In other words, this is high school. We talked about at the top. These are kids playing a game. We want them to have fun. But it's also a competitive game, and you want your opponent to compete against you. You don't want them to just dilly-dally with the puck and kind of screw around. That's almost worse. That's like sticking their face in it. I thought Oregon struck just the right balance, and it didn't seem to me like MG was at all offended.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And I've been in that where I've had the lamp lit 20-plus times, and I don't want you peeling off. I want your best because, again, it's important, and it is kind of it's a jab when you like peel off or dunk a little one in. So for anybody who was wondering why they kept their first line out their second night, that's why. So again, great performance from each side, great game.
Absolutely. On senior night, let's recognize our seniors one final time here in a home game. Parker Schmidt, number 2. Alex Barnish, number 3. Nick Bryan, number 6. Brody Barlow, number 9. Laszlo Oros, number 15. Colton Ayers, number 20. And Ben Wiedholtz, number 24. Congratulations, seniors, on outstanding careers, and they are not done yet. We will hopefully be back with you February 7th. That's a week from Friday if you're watching this right when it comes out. February the 7th at the LeBond Arena. Oregon will take on Edgewood in a game that has been interesting every year we've done it. It promises to be again. Hopefully we'll see you then. Until then, for our camera operator, our